How's it going? This is Hoiman, and today we're taking a look at the Bandai Cyborg 00900 number box 2. So you have a nice window display to see all the figures inside, and I do like how the background is the illustrations of the character. That's a nice touch. So moving to the top, you just have the name of the box, pictures of the figures on both sides, and then legal stuff for the bottom, and then the back you have various more pictures of the figures, and it also shows the other boxes in this line, and it has a nice illustration of all the figures together. To open the box, just lift open the side flap and then lift open the front cover. And there's the figure all together with their accessories. So here's the actual figure, and although these are quite old figures now, I do feel that they've aged pretty well. The sculpt on these figures are still pretty nice for the most part, and they are accurate to how they appear in the show. So taking a look at 002's face, I feel that they have captured the likeness of him really well. Looks just like him, and they even captured his iconic nose. And then he has his nice iconic hair, which is nicely sculpted. But there is a bit of a seam line that runs across it, but it isn't super noticeable. And it is a solid piece, but it isn't really back heavy or anything, so it doesn't unbalance the figure. And then down to his outfit, it's a simple sculpt, but it is nice and clean for the most part. You have the nice 4 buttons, which are nicely painted on. And then moving to the scarf, it's nicely sculpted and has a lot of movement and wind flowing in the sculpt. I think my main gripe with the figure is that the peg that they use for the scarf isn't the same color, so it does kind of stand out a bit. And then this part of the coat is a flexible material, so that's a nice touch. Same with the gun holster. And then down to his boots, they're simple but they are nicely sculpted, but unfortunately on mine there is a bit of a scuff here, which I'm not too sure how it happened, but it is quite noticeable, but because it's black it makes it a bit more difficult to see, so I guess that's nice. So looking at 005, it's pretty much the same body sculpt, but it's just bigger. So again, it is very nicely sculpted and detailed. And then looking at his face, again, they've captured the likeness of him really well. And then the white lines painted on him are very clean for the most part. So that's nice. And then looking at 001, again, nicely sculpted and detailed. Has nice folds in his clothing. And for the most part, the paintwork is nice and clean on him as well. So for articulation, the neck is on a swivel, so you can twist his head about however you want. And then you can also move his head back and forth. And then the scarf is on a hinge, so you can bring it all the way to the back. But it does make the figure quite back heavy since the scarf is a solid piece. But you can also swivel the scarf left to right as well. For the shoulders, it's on a hinge, so you can bring his arm out to the side. You can also bring his arm forward, but because of the way it's sculpted at the shoulder, it does force his arm to be out at an angle. And that's the same for going back as well. He does have the bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, and then ball jointed wrist. And then the torso, it's on a swivel, so you can twist it about however you like. And then each leg is on a hinge, so you can kick about that far to the side. And because this is soft material, it allows for more movement. Same for going forward, then going back. He doesn't have a thigh swivel, but the boot can rotate. And then he's got double jointed knees, but it does kind of break the sculpt of the boot. It makes it very pointy. and then he's got the ball jointed ankle, so you can go back that much, forward that much, lean side to side, as well as twist. For 005, he has the exact same articulation, but because he is a bigger figure, he does have a bit more, so the extra bit is that he has the thigh swivel, so he can rotate his leg, but he also has the rotation in his boot as well. So he's just got that bit extra articulation. For 001, his head is on a hinge, so you can rotate his head about, and then each arm is on a ball joint, so you can move those about however you like. And that's it. So for being older figures, they still have pretty decent articulation, and you should be able to get most of the poses that you want to do. But those are the figures. Let's take a look at the accessories. So for hands, they come with a pair of fists, 2 open palmed hands, and then 1 hand to hold their weapon. And then unfortunately with mine, 002 does come with 2 open left hands, so there was a bit of a QC issue when packaging these figures. And then they also come with their main weapon, nicely sculpted and detailed. And then they just slot into the holsters, like so. And then you also come with these 2 stands, which easily slot into the figure's soles. And then you also come with a sleeping basket for 001. It's really nicely sculpted and detailed. And then the whole piece is a softer material as well, so that's nice. And then you can just simply push in 001 like so, and he'll snugly fit inside. So my final thoughts are, overall this is a nice set of figures. If you're a huge fan of these characters or the show, then I can highly recommend these figures. They're nicely sculpted, good articulation, and comes with a decent range of accessories. But they are quite old figures now, so they are quite hard to come by, and they are quite pricey as well, so just keep in mind now you might have to pay for quite a high price for these figures. But that's my review. Thank you for watching and enjoy some pictures.